How many categories of JSP elements are there? How many categories of JSP elements are there? 3. First one, scripting elements. Second one, directives. Third one, actions. Okay, scripting elements, directives, actions. 3 categories of elements. First category, how many elements are there? 4. What are those? First one, scriptlets. Second one, declarations. Third one, expressions. Fourth one, comments. Okay. You have seen scriptlet syntax like this you are writing. Whatever you write here, that code in Solid, where it goes? Inside the service or outside the service? Inside the service. If you write declaration, outside the service. Expression as a parameter to out.println. Okay. Comments ignored. Okay. Scripting elements, 4 scripting elements completed. After that, directives. Directives. How many directives are there? 3 directives. Okay. First one, page directive. Second one, include directive. Third one, taglib. See, JSP elements are divided into 3 categories. Scripting elements, directives, actions. 4 scripting elements, 3 directives. This page directive, you are writing like this. Okay, like this you are writing. Include directive, like this. Taglib directive, like this. Like this will write. Okay. Now, page directive not completed. You are learning still this one only. Page directive. Okay. You are learning page directive only. How many attributes I gave? How many completed? 6. 6 attributes completed. See, attributes of page directive. First one, language, which is default Java. It supports only Java. So that attribute is not required. Second one, import. How many packages default? 4. What are those? Java.lang, Jakarta.solid, Jakarta.solid.hdp. Next, JSP. Okay. 4 packages no need to import. Third one, buffer, which is a default size 8 KB. Auto flush, which is default value true or false? True. Fifth one, error page. Here, URL of an error page. Sixth one is error page. Okay, is error page. These 6 attributes completed. In 6 attributes, last one, this program you didn't write, I think. Arithmetic.html. This is arithmetic.html. Next, arithmetic.jsp. Next, error.jsp. This program execution output you have seen. This arithmetic.html. Here, suppose I'm entering 10 and 2. If I click division button, what is output? 5. Output is 5. If I enter 0, something by 0, infinite, then error.jsp executed. Please pass second number except 0. Okay. So here 3 programs you have to write. First arithmetic.html. Write this one. Diagram you written now. Just program. Not done. Arithmetic.html. 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 Over. Here, first and second. What are these? Request parameter names. Okay. Here, it is submit button. Submit button value I changed. By default, submit comes I given as division. Whenever you click on submit button, this arithmetic.jsp is going to be executed. Okay. Now, if it is solid, we are writing URL pattern of solid. If it is JSP, we are writing JSP file name. That's the difference. Whenever you click on this button, arithmetic.jsp executed. Now control jumps to arithmetic.jsp. Now arithmetic.jsp node. So whatever I given in HTML, first and second, that one must match here. You will get a request parameter S1, S2 converted to integers. Then division operation done, that output displayed. Here, if exception occurs, then control jumps to error.jsp. If exception occurs, then control jumps to error.jsp program. Is it error page or task page? Task page. So already one you have seen last class. Is error page equal to true or false? Which is default? Is error page equal to false? Is it error page? No, false. No need to write. That's what that attribute, no need to write. But whenever exception occurs, control jumps to this program. Now this program is going to be executed. So whenever exception occurs in this program, then only this JSP program executed. If this program executed successfully, then this program is not executed. If this program is executed successfully, then this program is not executed. Okay. If exception occurs, then only control jumps to this page. Is it over? Now error.jsp. No. Is it error page? That's for true. Default is false. If you want true, then record. This program is executed whenever exception occurs in arithmetic.jsp, then only. Okay. Is it over? Total 6 attributes completed. Now seventh one. Seventh one, content type equal to. Seventh one, content type equal to. You can write here MIME type. What is full form of MIME? Multi-purpose internet mail extensions. It is used to specify the MIME type. This attribute required. Note on. MIME stands for multi-purpose internet mail extensions. MIME stands for multi-purpose internet mail extensions. Default MIME type is text by HTML. Text by HTML. Default MIME type is text by HTML. So if any other MIME type required, you can use this attribute. Is it over? So it is used to specify the MIME type. Default is text by HTML. Suppose first program, suppose we written like this. Welcome to JSP. Now this content I want to display in MS Word. We can write like this. Page content type equal to application by MS Word. Now it will display in MS Word. See, I'll use internal browser. Now, first.jsp. Right click, run on server. Save. See, directly MS Word appears. Okay. If you click open, it will be open in MS Word. See, welcome to JSP. This is MIME type. You can write either this type or another way also. Write this one. Example. Example. So in the place of scriptlet tag open and close, you can write another syntax also. So this content type equal to application by MS Word in MS Word displayed. In Solid, this program you have studied. Is it over? This is 7th one. 8th one. Session equal to true or false. True is default. Session equal to true. So session equal to true or false. True is by default. That means every page session created. By default, session is created in every JSP. If the application does not require session ID, the application does not require session, then the application does not require session, then use the following. Page session equal to false. The application does not require session, then use the following. By default, session is created in every JSP. If the application does not record session, then use the following. By default, session is created in every JSP. The application does not require session, then use the following. Next, write it. If we said false to session variable, session attribute, then it does not allow to access implicit session object. If we set false to session attribute, then it does not allow to access implicit session object. Nine object reference are there, no? Implicit objects. What are those? Out, request, response, config, application, page, page context, session, exception. In that session is there, no? The session is implicit object reference. This session is attribute. But if you write false here, that one also we cannot access. Okay. See, for example, right click, new, JSP. Suppose session.jsp. Next, finish. Now, here what I'll do, say scriptlet. Already you studied for getting session ID. Which method you have to call? Which method? Get ID. get ID method you can call here session dot get ID. Then ID displayed. This session is implicit object reference. With that I'm calling get ID. In Soulets we written HTTP session HS equal to request dot get session. After that HS dot get ID we written. But here session is a implicit object reference. It is equal to HS in Soulets. Let us get ID printed. Already know if you want to print creation time, what is the method? Get creation time. Then it returns time. That is if you pass in date class object, new date, then time printed, creation time. When it is accessed last accessed time, get last accessed time. Okay. Now here date class we have to import. So date class how to import? Page import equal to java dot util dot star. Date class imported. Okay. It is ID, it is creation time, it is last accessed time displayed. Now here line break, next line if you want to display, here it is scriptlet opened, scriptlet closed. Okay. If you want to display next line, HTML code you can write, but HTML code inside the scriptlet if you want to write, then what you have to do? Again inside the println only you have to write like this. Otherwise you have to close the scriptlet, outside you have to write. Okay. Now like this only I'm writing instead of closing. Now if I run this program, ID and ID displayed, creation time displayed, and last accessed time displayed. See now session ID displayed, session creation time displayed, last access time displayed. It is session ID, it is creation time, it is last access time. If I refresh, see last access time changed. This is a program creation session created. Suppose if you don't want to use session, the application not requires, then what you have to write? Session equal to false. Then these three errors. Session is not created. Then you cannot access this one. See here only error is there, you observe. Okay. 3 errors. If you run also, exception occurs. Internal server error appears. See internal server error, null pointer exception. You cannot access. Here already false I given. Here, suppose if you write true, it is not required to write. By default session created. By default session created. See created. Example, note down. By default, session is true or false? True. Actually, this is not required. No need to write. It is no need to write. By default, true only. Then created. ID printed. Creation time printed. Last accessor time printed. But creation time I passed in date class constructor. Last accessor time I passed in date class constructor. Okay. So in this tag only, in this directive only, 10 attributes are there. 10 attributes are there. Okay. Over. Now 8 attributes completed. Ninth one is EL ignored equal to is EL ignored. E capital, L capital, I capital. It is capital letter only. I. Is EL ignored? Here, true or false? False is default. Is EL ignored equal to true or false? Now, EL nothing but expression language. This is further required, not now. I'll ask one question, give me answer. Expression language ignored equal to false, default. That means enabled or disabled. Expression language ignored equal to false. That is default. That means enabled or disabled. Okay, 1 minute. Expression language ignored. False. That means ignored or not ignored. What is it? Not ignored. Not ignored means enabled. That is a little confusion, that's it. Okay. They given like that only. Is EL ignored equal to false is default. Ignored false. Ignored false means is it ignored? Not ignored. Not ignored means enabled. Enabled. Okay. Expression language ignored equal to true. That means disabled. Write this one. By default, expression language is enabled in JSP. To disable expression language, use the following. By default, expression language is enabled in JSP. To disable expression language, use the following. By default, expression language is enabled in JSP. To disable expression language, use the following. By default, expression language is enabled in JSP. To disable expression language, use the following. Is it over? Here, E capital, L capital. This is you will study further expression language concept. JSP expression language concept is there. Later you will see. It is by default enabled. false is there. Okay, that means enabled. If you don't want, use this. That you will study further. 10th one. Is thread safe equal to true or false? Here false is default. Is thread safe is false. Now is thread safe default is false. That means is it safe or unsafe? What then? Unsafe. If you write true, safe. That means one thread allows at a time. Now it is nothing but multi-threading synchronization. Now by default, all solits and JSPs are multi-threaded. All requests are processed at a time. To allow only one thread at a time, use the following. Page is thread safe equal to true. Is thread safe equal to true? To allow only one thread at a time, use the following. Is thread safe equal to true? If you set true, then if you set true, then converted solid implements Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface. If you set true, then converted solid implements Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface. If the solid implements Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface, then it allows only one thread at a time. If the solid implements Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface, then it allows only one thread at a time. If the solid implements Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface, then it allows only one thread at a time. So in solids also I didn't teach this concept. Only this interface if you implement one thread at a time allowed. It is nothing but in core Java synchronization. Multi-threading with synchronization concept is that is. So suppose it is a server, it is a web application. If many requests comes, all at a time allowed. Once if you implement that servlet with this interface, single thread, one at a time. That is the concept. So if the servlet implements this interface, then it allows only one thread at a time. If you implement servlet interface, if this interface, then one thread at a time. But in JSP, what you have to do, you have to write like this. Then it is implemented. Okay. By default, multi-threading only required. Thousands of requests can be processed at a time. One by one, if you want, use this. One by one, if you want. So some situation, one by one required. In core Java, many examples are given in synchronization. Okay. At the time, you can use single thread. Say example, many people withdrawing money in ATM center. Now, all requests comes to server. Will it process all at a time or one by one? Now, many people withdrawing money from ATM centers. All requests comes to server. All requests processed at a time or one by one? So I think you don't know. Suppose google.com is there. Worldwide, crores of people are accessing. Per minute, 2.5 crores requests coming. All requests at a time processed or one by one? What is it? At a time. If it is one by one, what will happen? For opening home page, half an hour it will take. Crores of people are accessing. ATM center. Many people withdrawing money from different ATMs. All requests at a time or one by one? At a time. At a time also 1-2 minutes you have to wait. And one by one means half an hour you have to wait in ATM center. Okay. But some situation, one by one required. For same account number, more than one request comes. Then one by one required. So in that situation, if you want one by one, like this you can use. If it is solid, this interface you have to implement. See, for same account number, more than one request possible. See, for example, in your account, 5,000 balance is there. In your account, 5,000 balance is there. Your friend asked 5,000. You will issue one check. 5,000 you will write. You will give to your friend. What you will do? You will go to bank. From bank, employee will send the request to withdraw money from your account. At the same time, you can go to ATM center to withdraw money through ATM card. There are already 5,000. You already issued one check 5,000. But again, you are withdrawing money 5,000 from your account. Almost same time. One request comes here to withdraw money from your account 5,000. Here also your account only. Your friend is withdrawing money from your account. You are withdrawing money from your account. Same account number, two requests comes. Suppose in these two threads, suppose one thread already entered. If it is also entered, balance still 5,000 only shows because that is not completed. No? Then that person will get a 5,000, you will get a 5,000. Then who will lose? Bank employee lose. Bank people lose. So if already one thread entered means this thread will not be allowed. It is single thread model required. One by one required. Suppose this thread entered, you will get a 5,000. Then again this thread entered. Insufficient balance comes. Insufficient funds error message comes. But it is not completed. It is entered means for this one also 5,000 it shows. That is the reason synchronization required. In Solid's, this interface you have to implement. Okay. Then one by one allows. So this interface does not contain any method. No variable, no method. See. Java P Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model. See, open brace, close brace. It is an empty interface. But this type of interface is called marker interface, tag interface, empty interface will call. But how it works empty interface? What is it? Abstraction. Okay. It is internally implemented in JVM. Suppose myself on empty interface I'll write. Will it work? No. This functionality present inside the JVM. What is present, how they implemented, not given to us. So what they given, you want single thread one by one, use this interface. But how it is working, not given to us. That is only abstraction. Providing necessary, hiding unnecessary. No. Just implement single thread model. Note on. Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface is a marker interface command or empty interface because no members in this interface. Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface is a marker interface, tag interface or empty interface because no members in this interface. Jakarta dot solid dot single thread model interface is a marker interface, tag interface or empty interface because no members in this interface. Okay. In this interface, methods are not there. No need to do anything. Implement single. If it is solid program, implement single thread model, you have to write. If it is JSP, is thread safe equal to true, you have to write. That is only you have to write. Okay. Now total 10 attributes are there. See, this is 7th one. It is 8th one. It is 9th one. It is 10th one. 10 attributes. No. Language equal to, we can write language. How many languages possible? One. That is Java. That is only default. So that attribute is not required. Import equal to package you can write. How many packages implicitly imported? 4. What are those? Lang package, solid package, HD package, JSP package. Next, buffer equal to buffer size you have to write. Buffer size. What is the default size? 8 KB. Auto flush equal to true or false we can write. Which is default? True default. Automatically flushed. Error page equal to what we have to write? Not the false, that next one, that is URL of an error page you have to write. There is no default concept. URL of an error page you have to write. Is error page equal to true or false? Default is false. Content type equal to MIME type, which is default? Text by HTML. Session equal to true or false, which is default? True. Session created in every page. If you don't want, you write false. Is expression language ignored equal to true or false by default? False. That means enabled or disabled? Enabled. If you want to disable, use true. Is thread safe? Default is false. If you want one thread at a time, write true. By default, allowed at a time. These all 10 attributes are there. First one, this is. Now, second one, include directive. Note on. Include directive. It is used to include JSP in a JSP and HTML in a JSP. It is used to include JSP in a JSP and HTML in a JSP. Syntax. It is used to include JSP in a JSP and HTML in a JSP. Here attributes. Here only one attribute is there. Only one attribute. File equal to. HTML file name or JSP file name. HTML file name or JSP file name. So it is used to include JSP in a JSP and HTML in a JSP. HTML file, JSP file you can write. It is going to be included. There is only one attribute, just a file equal to. Okay. Is it over? Now, already many JSP programs were written. Those all I'll include here. Suppose here many JSPs are there. New JSP. Suppose include.jsp. Now here. Include directive example. Something written like this. Say include directive example. Here I'll include some files. Suppose here time.jsp, table.jsp, second.jsp. These all I'll include. See page. Include file equal to second.jsp. Line break. Include file equal to time.jsp. Line break. Include file equal to table.jsp. Okay. If I run this program, how many programs executed? This program executed, this program, this program, this program. Total 4 programs executed. 4 programs output displayed. Okay. See include.jsp. This is run on server. Save. See include directive example. Welcome to Naresh Technologies. Time table. Okay. 4 programs executed at a time. This is a concept. Write this example. What happened? What happened? Right, nurse? So 4 programs executed. So second.jsp, time.jsp, table.jsp. Here, this output displayed. These 3 programs output also displayed. 4 programs in a 1 program displayed. Is it completed? Now. Third one, tag lib directive. Tag lib directive. It is used to include tag libraries. Syntax. Tag lib. It is used to include tag libraries. Syntax. Here we can write attributes. There we can write attributes. Next, write it. Attributes URL URI equal to prefix equal to. Here tag libraries URI we are write, prefix we are write. This is later you will see. Present not possible. It is required while using JSTL tags in JSP. JSTL stands for JSP Standard Tag Library. It is required while using JSTL tags in JSP. It is required while using JSTL tags in JSP. JSTL stands for JSP Standard Tag Library. So JSP Standard Tag libraries are there. Those tags, if you want to use in JSP program, first you have to include this tag lib. Library you have to specify, then only works. That you will understand further. Up to here, these 4 elements completed, these 3 directives completed, except this one. Okay. Now actions. Next one, actions. JSP actions. JSP actions. There are 9 actions in JSP. First one, JSP colon forward. Second one, JSP colon include. Third one, JSP colon use bin. Fourth one, JSP colon set property. Fifth one, JSP colon get property. Sixth one, JSP colon plugin. Seventh one, JSP colon fallback. Eighth one, JSP colon params. Ninth one, JSP colon param. These are actions, 9 actions in JSP. There are 9 actions in JSP. Forward, include, use bin, set property, get property, plugin, fallback, params, param. These are called actions. See, 9 actions, backside 9 Java programs will be there. One tag equivalent to one Java class backside. Now, first one, JSP colon forward. It is used to forward the request and response of one JSP to another JSP. It is used to forward the request and response of one JSP to another JSP. It is used to forward the request and response of one JSP to another JSP. So request and response of one JSP, you can forward to another JSP. Nothing but it is equivalent to servlet forwarding. It is equivalent to solid forwarding. It is equivalent to solid forwarding. Syntax. JSP colon forward. JSP colon forward. JSP colon forward. Here attributes. Here attributes. So already starting sessions I explained. This is nothing but open tag. This is nothing but close tag. It is equivalent to both open and close tags. So it is open tag. It is close tag. It is equivalent to both open and close tags. Open tag. It is close tag. It is equivalent to both open and close tag. This forward is a tag name. JSP is a prefix. Forward is a tag name. JSP is a prefix. So this is called open tag. This is called close tag. Forward slash is there. In open tag, we'll write attributes. It is equal to both open and close tags. This slash indicates close. Okay. It is prefix, it is tag name. It is identification purpose, whether JSP or HTML. Is it over? Here attributes we can write. Here only one attribute is there. Attributes. Page. Page equal to here URL pattern of a solid or JSP file name or HTML file name. URL pattern of a solid, JSP file name or HTML file name. It is equivalent to solid forwarding. About solid forwarding theory you studied. That theory, this theory is same. Program only different. So you can forward to solid. If you want to forward to solid, you need to write URL pattern of a solid. If you want to forward to JSP, JSP file name. If you want to forward to HTML, HTML file name. JSP colon forward page equal to solid pattern, so URL pattern of solid or JSP or HTML you can write. If you want to forward in a solid, what we written code? If you want to forward in a solid, what we written code? Which interface we used, which method we used? Which interface? Request dispatcher. What we written? Request dispatcher RD equal to what we written? Request dot get request dispatcher. Okay. Here URL pattern of second solid. Suppose let this second solid URL pattern. After this RD dot forward. What we written? Request response. Okay. See, request is a reference of solid request. Solid request, one method is there. Get request dispatcher. This method, if you call, request dispatcher comes. To which solid you want to forward, that solid URL pattern. After that, forward, request and response. You already studied in forwarding, same request passed or new request comes. Same request is forwarded to next solid. Same request is forwarded to next solid. That is your sin. Request forwarding. Is it possible between two different servers? No. Solid forwarding works within the server only. Solid forwarding works within the server only. Okay, that is you studied. And whatever you studied about solid forwarding theory, that theory, this theory is same. In forwarding, URL pattern changed or not changed? URL pattern not changed. Okay. You can forward to solid also, JSP also, HTML also. Now, if you want to forward here, we'll write like this. JSP colon forward page equal to second dot JSP. See, that's it. So, this code equivalent to this code. Now, the above code is equivalent to the following in JSP. Write this one. This code, the above code is equivalent to the following in a JSP. The above code is equivalent to the following in a JSP. So if you want to forward to solid, write URL pattern. If you want to forward to JSP, write file name. If you want to forward to HTML, write file name. Is it over? How to use this one? We'll see program tomorrow class. Okay.